podcast.
Oh.
You're here at 1014 Middlebrook Drive in Danville, Kentucky.
Why are you using that voice?
It's my NPR voice.
It's a little breathy for NPR.
It's an NPR voice. How about that?
I like it. I think NPR would hire me. You know,
Welcome to episode 44.
Oh, can I tell you an NPR story?
Of the Tale of Trash podcast. If you were expecting a different podcast, then you may go listen to that. All right,
Okay.
What was your story?
So I listened to two different NPR podcasts that I like that are news podcasts, right?
Ooh.
And they'll have
The worst
different
kind.
No, it just headlines of the day, gets my day going.
That is hot. Oh my goodness. Continue.
Anyway, there's several different anchors that do this. And one of them is Aisha Roscoe.
Really?
Okay. But anyway, then the other day I was listening to some sort of like fun NPR podcast. And it was interesting to hear that the way Aisha Roscoe talked on that podcast, the way her voice sounded was different than it sounded on her news ones. Like she was very very professional news and more like I'm fun on the other one. And I liked it.
Okay. Well, everybody acts how they're going to act around whatever audience they're presented in front of.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting that I was like, this sounds like Aisha Roscoe, but like she's, coming from a different place, like having fun.
I notice when we do our podcast, those that are listening that never watch, we look at this camera a frequent amount.
Oh, I look at the camera all the time. Yeah. Because I can see myself.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Next Saturday, we got our first music series we'll be recording, so be looking for that here in the
I'm
next
very
week
excited about that.
You won't be here for the filming, but it's going to take place right over there.
Cool.
Where the pack and play is.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll move the pack and play out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
And
We could pack it up.
And I got a little rug I'm going to put down there, and then our rap entertainers will be right there.
Ooh. Another kid yesterday was telling me about being a Taylor Trash listener.
Were you going to say trailer park?
Nope. I was...
The word P, the P letter was getting ready to be...
No. Taylor Trash. Anyway, a kid yesterday. So you have two high school kids that are interested in Taylor Trash.
Good.
That might be two more than listen to the NPR news podcast that I listen to.
Yeah, they probably just get, 20, 30 people.
No, I would say they get a lot of people, but I'm saying as far as teenagers.
Ah, yes. Yes, we have the only two in the nation. And they listen to our podcast.
Yep.
Thank you, teenagers.
Thanks, teens.
Kudos to you. Speaking of teenagers.
Yeah. We got two in the house.
Technically, we have one in the house right now.
Technically, we have zero in the house right now.
Oh, yeah. Technically, I'm technically wrong. So
Generally, we have two in the house.
it's a very shiny apple over there. Did you polish that thing or something?
Mm-hmm.
Do they wax them?
Yeah, they put like a...
Oh, do they? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It was like shining.
Yes, so
from
they
here.
look
Like
good.
the glare was like, it's too
It probably
much.
keeps them from bruising. I don't know.
If I need a waxy outer coating, keep me from bruising.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll shoot a close-up of this. I don't know if anybody, for those that are listening, I woke up Friday morning and my right eye on the left side, closest to my nose, that's what I'm calling the left side, from the iris.
Okay, yes, there's a broken blood vessel.
It's huge.
He's really gone on about this.
Well, I didn't know if I was dying,
And I told him he
going
wasn't.
blind,
I told him he wasn't.
and she told me I wasn't.
He didn't believe me. And he asked me again, and I looked on the internet, and it agreed with me.
I may have asked a doctor friend of mine, too.
Mm-hmm. And he agreed with me?
It'll go away.
Huh,
It's
interesting.
actually starting to fade a little bit, but for those watching, I'll put a close-up of the picture I took
It is a
Friday.
good creepy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it look a little better now?
It's kind of yellow.
Yeah, I say it'll turn yellow.
Where the red's spreading out.
There we go.
I like it.
So, and I don't know how it happened. I didn't strain. I didn't cough. I didn't sneeze.
You may have done all of those things while you were asleep.
That's insane. Why would
To think that you cough while you're asleep and you're unaware of it?
I mean, you don't cough. Yeah, it's not like that.
Yes, you do. You could do all of those things.
Ooh, that high pitch tone you take there is telling me you're getting worked up about it.
It's ridiculous to think that couldn't have happened while you were asleep and you not remember.
Well, but in any event,
A lot of things can happen while you're asleep.
I guess. But I feel fine. I wear contacts, but I didn't put the contact in this eye for the last couple of days.
Maybe if you eat those two old pears over there, it'll help your eye.
It's dinner tonight. Sloppy Joes and pears.
Yeah, they've been sitting there a while.
I'm going to eat them. They're juicy now. I ate that avocado. That's 3 avocados in a row I have not bought and just let go rotten and thrown away.
I'm proud.
Actually, there's half one in the fridge. I might use it today. I'll put the avocado in my sloppy joe. I bet that would be good. Avocado in anything's good. Have you ever had any interactions with a celebrity? Like a real one?
Yeah.
Not like a Kirk Cameron or something.
Kirk Cameron's a real celebrity that I've interacted with.
Okay.
Yeah, that man at Disney World.
Mark McGrath?
Yes.
Okay.
I recognized him and
You
looked up his elbow tattoo to just make sure that was really him.
Yeah. We'd had a nice conversation with him.
Mm-hmm. I didn't have anything to say to him other than, oh my gosh, that's Mark McGrath.
I said, I remember your album Mean Machine and in the song 10 Seconds Down, and he was like, damn, how old are you, sir?
Yeah.
Old enough to remember your first album.
I babysat for Eddie Montgomery.
Okay.
He's famous. He's won a lot of music awards.
He has.
I stayed at his house and kept his kids.
He kept his kid.
I was going to say kids or children for 3 days.
Children. Oh yeah, you're a regular.
I know a lot of famous people.
I was going to say paparazzi, but that's not the word I was looking for.
I one time kind of stuck my foot in my mouth when I met Frank X. Walker.
I wanted to interview Frank. Elliot and I did back when we did we were talking to other African Americans, black folks around town, getting their experiences. And he never got back to me.
Well, he's too big for you.
He was.
And I don't mean that negatively. Like he's just got a lot happening.
Yeah, I mean he's probably going to schools all the time, yada yada yada, all that good stuff. So
I was
just some random middle-aged dude like, hey, you want to come?
Do you not want to know what I said when I met him?
What'd you say?
Well, it was a long time ago, and it was at a state book fair.
Okay, that sounds.
And
terrible.
I think I was a college student. I don't know. I was young, and he was sitting there at his table, and I just go, "Oh, okay, I've heard of you." Which is like so dumb.
That is pretty dumb.
But I've talked to him since then and haven't said stupid things like that.
Well,
he's
good.
been in my library. So.
Excellent.
I walked by Jesse Tyler Ferguson on the sidewalk.
You did, but
I didn't even see him. You did.
I was like, that's the guy from Modern Family, the redheaded guy. I didn't know his name.
Yes, I knew his name.
Mitch. That's what I was like. There's
well,
Mitch.
like we saw Annette Benning from here to the driveway.
We paid to see Annette Benning.
We did.
That's different.
And she yelled all of her lines.
Yeah, she did. She did.
But Annette, if you're listening, we really enjoyed the show.
Spoiler alert, Annette is not listening.
She might be. What if she is?
Listening.
What if she's our one celebrity listener?
There's nobody from, every now and then we'll get a New York City listener, but I've yet to see anybody come across from California.
Is that where Annette Benning lives?
I don't know. I guess we saw her in New York, but that was a few years ago. She's moved on since then.
Oh, and Corbin Blue, we saw him. He was in the other show. Kiss Me Kate? Is that the name of the show?
Oh, yeah. And the dude that had the weird arm in Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he played Baptista.
Where'd we see him?
We thought he was a good guy, but really he was a bad guy.
Where'd we see him?
He was against Quaid. In Kiss Me Kate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like, that guy looks familiar. Mm-hmm. Start the reactor.
Oh, well, and we saw people walking into
2 weeks.
We saw people walking into the Tony Awards that year.
Yeah, we saw people getting out of a car and walking in a building. We did.
We saw Michael Shannon.
Yeah, we did.
And Michael Shannon might be listening. He is a Kentucky guy.
He's shaking off these old hillbilly roots, and he's big time now.
Of course not.
Oh, he's on. He's on to bigger and better things. Kid Rock tripped over me once in 1997 or 1998.
Did you push him to the ground?
No, I really didn't know who he was at the time. This is at A1A in Lexington. He was the opener for a couple other bands.
Cool.
Kid Rock was opening for Monster Magnet.
Ah, yes, Monster Magnet.
Space Lord, all that.
Yeah. All the monsters attracted to it.
He tripped over my foot.
Oh, well.
I said, oh, my bad.
I bet he tells that story.
He'd be a fool not to. I saw Judge Mathis on an airplane.
You did?
I was going from Chicago to Detroit. And I said, Judge Mathis. And he looked up and he waved and I waved back. So there's that.
Well, Kirk Cameron signed the back of my checkbook. It's nothing I'm really excited about now, but when it happened in 1998, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool back then too, wasn't it? It was really cool.
I did like Growing Pains a lot. He was a good Mike Seaver.
Or what was the dad?
Alan Thicke.
Alan.
He's dead.
Yeah, he died. His son's an entertainer, isn't he?
Robin Thicke. He got sued by the family, the estate of somebody.
So all the celebrity news you can count on here. Oh,
It's been a while.
What the heck was that sound?
I don't know. It's been a while since he was sued. I can't remember who it was, but it was like for his song Blurred Lines.
Oh, did he rip off music or something?
Yes.
That'd be my guess. That's what a lot of people do.
We saw Brett Guthrie in Washington, D.C.
Did we? I thought he wasn't in the office that day.
Oh, I saw him when I went on a field trip.
Yeah,
so maybe you didn't get to see him.
No. We have a different dude now, don't we?
Yeah, he's not ours anymore.
We got this A-clown, Comer.
Comer. I don't know. They're all... Bleh.
A-clown I refer to as ass clown. Sorry. Those who aren't in this household may not know.
I mean, Brett Guthrie was friendly enough to us while we were there, but yeah.
He was out that day when we...
You can be friendly, and I disagree with you.
Yeah, it's nice to be friendly to people, no matter what. Uh-huh. And what did we learn last week?
That nobody's garbage.
Nobody's garbage. There we go. See, you paid attention. So I got auditions coming up for a play. Plaza Suite, February 5th, February 6th. 2 o'clock on that Sunday, 6 p.m. on that Monday. Come on out. We'll have a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. It's a 3-act play. Need about 7 actors.
Nice.
Come on out.
It was nice of you to promise me whatever part I wanted.
That did not happen.
I'm just kidding.
I don't want to. I've reached out to a few people I would encourage to please come and audition because it's nice to have known. What's the word I'm looking for? It's nice to have people you know you can count on and they're going to do a nice job.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Yeah. But I love having new people too. That's always like, oh,
wow. Yeah. The play I'm working on right now. We had some new people.
We're done talking about mine. Okay. What's there about your play, Dearly Departed?
We have some new people. I haven't done stuff at West
We got Steve and his wife, Francine.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Steve did the camp, but this may be Francine's first go.
Yeah. I think she did plays in high school.
Okay.
But Steve and Francine.
Pays a lot more.
Brianna, she hasn't done anything here.
I guess I met her yet.
Mm-hmm. And
you got David.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did a good audition last year at Crimes of the Heart, but I just didn't have a slot to stick him in.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah. I can't remember everybody.
Oh, that's a shame. You're only the director of the play, but that's cool.
I know. I'm trying to picture them all, but we're having a good time.
Oh, good.
We're having a good time. It's going to be a really funny show.
Good.
It's going to be a great... It's a good show for if you're not a person who, like, if you've got a spouse or a significant other that is like, I don't really like plays. This is a good one. Like, it's not Shakespeare, it's not sitting around thinking about deep things so much as it is just having fun.
Really in our region out, I mean, Lexington, of course, but we don't really do, here or Harrodsburg or anywhere, don't really do Shakespeare.
Well, I don't mean Shakespeare, but I just mean like it's not like a deep thinking academic.
I guess Scarlet
type.
Cup might be the deepest type plays that are
probably
done around here.
Yeah.
A little more avant-garde. Mm-hmm. That just means they have swear words in them and adult topics.
This one has some swear words in it.
Like, gosh darn it, it's unfortunate.
It's a good show, fun show.
Okay.
Having a good time.
We got to babysit Luke on Wednesday.
We did. He came,
He was jibber-jabbering and talking and... I was dynamite. I don't think did he even cry?
He did while you were gone for a little bit.
Where'd I go?
You took Maggie to church.
I took Maggie to church.
And he was in my lap and I was on a Google Meet with someone and I had to unmute myself and talk to that person. And that is the one moment that he decided to cry.
Oh, okay.
But it was just like, nothing like screaming.
Okay.
Like
Gotcha.
I want to do something different.
Had a good time.
He was totally happy to just like be on his stomach and try to figure out how to move around.
Every time we've seen him here lately, he just watches us eat too. We're like, jealous.
That's true. Well, we see him lunchtime typically.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, not today.
Not today.
We'll have to go in the middle of the week next week. Those dishes look awful shiny over there. Thank you very little.
I did that one.
You did that one. You're right. You did do that
There's
one.
only one over there.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday, and then 30 minutes later, Eli came and...
Yeah, he uses it.
I heard... I was like, dang, I just watched that. Thing.
He likes his...
Got the little brush in
He likes
there.
his
mass.
protein max.
Protein mass.
Shakes.
Protein mass. If you could live in any time in history, a narrow window, 5, 10, 15 years, what would that be and why?
You want me to go first?
I'll give you my example.
Okay, I know exactly my answer.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
I would live right now or 10 years in the future.
It can't be in the future because you don't know what the future holds.
Okay, then I would live right now.
But it can't be now because you're already living now.
Okay, then 6 months ago. I don't know. I don't want to live in the past because we've had advancements that are good for humans. And I don't want to...
Name 50.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm nostalgic for the 90s because I was a teenager, but like I'm sure medical advances have happened since then, and I would miss having a cell phone.
You wouldn't even know you didn't have a cell phone.
Still, I like having a cell phone. I like the internet. I don't want to lose that.
You had the internet in the 90s. Alta Vista. Ask Jeeves.
Okay. Well, yes, we did have the internet in the 90s, but I like today's internet.
I was just thinking the other day, from like 1967 to 1977, Lower East Side, New York City, the music scene.
How old would you want to be?
I would not want to be 50, because that would have meant I would have fought in World War II and probably been dead.
Okay, well then how old would you want to be?
23.
Okay, so you could go to Vietnam?
I was in school. And I couldn't go.
No.
I already went.
You'd have to go to Vietnam.
I already went.
You'd have to go to Vietnam. It'd be so awesome. It'd be so awesome to have to go fight. To just be watching the TV, hoping they don't call your birthday.
I just thought it'd be cool because the music scene was pretty.
The music was good. Oh, well then, yeah.
I just thought
on your plane ride to Vietnam, maybe they could listen to it.
It was all gritty up there, all seedy. I think I would enjoy that.
Mm-hmm. Probably lots of STDs floating around.
Probably.
The kinds that penicillin can take care of, I guess, but still.
No, you had AIDS. I just didn't know what it was at the time.
I don't think people had AIDS in the U.S. in the 60s. Did they?
Somebody needs to educate themselves. Yes.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, they didn't know what it was. They had no clue.
Well, it was probably not very widespread.
Not until the late 70s, early 80s in New York City. Then,
so, there's something else. Oh, it sounds great. Sounds great. Wish it was 1967.
Okay, I just thought I enjoy the music and the scene. That'd be nice to be around then.
Would you enjoy the draft?
I don't want HIV and fight in Vietnam. Good Lord. That's not the thing.
And if you got HIV back then, it's just a death sentence.
Okay.
So you get it today, it's manageable. It's something you live with.
Okay.
And you can still listen to the music from the 1960s and 70s. On the internet, on demand. On demand, you can pull it up on your phone and listen to it.
Maybe the vibe. The vibe looked pretty cool. I know I'm romanticizing a time period and a place. I'm just saying it looked pretty cool.
What's keeping you from living that vibe now?
Got to pay bills and got to go to work.
Okay. But if you were there, you wouldn't have any bills or work?
I figured I would have a couple roommates, and I'd be out till 5 or 6 in the morning anyway, and then sleep till, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe go deliver newspapers. I don't know.
How are you and your roommates paying your rent? Huh?
We donate plasma.
I bet there were about a bunch of roaches in that $50 a month apartment.
Just covered. Just Joe's apartment, swarming in there.
Sounds cool.
There's a couple of
I guess they wouldn't have made me go to Vietnam. I was a girl.
Yeah, you were.
I still am.
You were then.
But back then, I would have been a girl too.
Yes, you were then.
Girls couldn't do that then.
A couple of subreddits I enjoy. One's called Suburban Hell and one's called Urban Hell.
Okay.
And they're both enjoyable. I would recommend them. I'd rather live in a urban hell than suburban hell.
So is suburban hell like all the houses are the same?
No, it's just like
every house looks the same on the street, and your life is boring.
No,
you just go to work and come home.
The March of Death. No, it's more like the same old strip malls that every town has.
There's a Dollar Tree. And I guess Urban Hill would be like, there's garbage all over the place.
No, there's 10,000 people living in this building.
Yeah.
And there's rats.
Yeah.
Usually those pictures come from China.
I'm cool with Suburban Hill then.
All right.
Look at us. We're total opposites.
We are. Paul Abdul sang about us.
Except that was a cat.
Well, that's really all I had to talk about. Your phone call
I'm sorry,
I ate up all the time. But,
I really shot down your dream.
Yeah, apparently.
But logically, your thoughts were off.
If I had a literal time machine and knew what I knew, I wouldn't go back where it would suck for me.
Okay.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I don't know either. But if I'm just going to live somewhere for a little bit, the negative parts of it aren't getting me.
The 1400s?
And I can be whatever age. I guess 95 again and be 16. I'm fine with that. Whatever. I could ride around without having much to do. I miss that. It's interesting to be a teenage girl compared to being a 43-year-old mom living in this house with a job because... it's Friday night and I just want to hang out. And like Saturday, I'm like, I don't know, there's nothing to do.
You were gone all day Saturday.
No, I'm just saying as a teenager. Like as an adult, there is constantly always something to do.
Always.
And if I'm home, I'm like, well, I might as well do this load of laundry. That would never cross my mind when I was 16.
And you got a big weekend next weekend, so be ready. Be ready. It's going to be tough on you. It's going to be tough for you going to Disney World.
I want to see the mouse.
Without me. That's cool.
I'm going to eat breakfast with Piglet.
All I know is a big party over here. Everybody's invited. Show up.
Yeah, as long as there's no evidence. I don't care. If I come home and things are broken and dirty,
I have 2 pairs.
I'll be mad at the party.
That are about 9 days old, and I got a shiny Granny Smith looking apple.
That is for Eli and his lunch this week.
Okay.
You will not have an apple.
I won't have the apple, but I'll probably
There's some Zespri Gold kiwi, but my plan is to eat those this week because they're my favorite.
Okay. Well,
if you haven't had the golden kiwis, get them. They are worth the money. And you eat them. You can eat them with the skin on. Just eat them like an apple. Good fiber. You like fiber?
And there you have it from the podcast. This has been about kiwis.
I wish I could live in 1967 because the music was cool.
I don't know if I would. Okay.
You don't sound like that, though. That was really
You guys have a great week. Next week, Superfly here will not be with us.
I got to go get my boy. He's at work. Working man.
Go pick up your love from work, and I'll sit here and maybe put on pants. So,
ooh.
Goodbye.
Good to know you're not wearing any.